Do not think for a second that she's in love with you. She may play the role of someone, or the girlfriend role, but she's not in love with you guys. And this is not just Jasmine, it's anybody on OnlyFans, anybody that you're paying for attention, that you're paying, they're not in love with you. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be doing a little commentary on Jazmen Jafar. Have you heard about her? Well, neither had I until my friend sent me a YouTube link of an interview that she did not so long ago. I will post the link to that interview in the description below if you're interested in watching along. So Jazmen Jafar was an attorney that quit her job as a lawyer to find her freedom and happiness on OnlyFans. Go figure. So I'm just going to read from this article and then give you my feedback on this. So her legal job was making her miserable. So this woman quit and says she found freedom and happiness on OnlyFans. If you watch the interview, Jazmen Jafar considers herself a sex worker. She gave herself that label. She does not hide from that. As a matter of fact, she's quite proud of what she does. She's in no way or shape or form ashamed or embarrassed from it. And it seems that she revels in the hate that she gets from everyone and anyone that tries to tell her that what she's doing is wrong and that she's going to regret it, especially once she hits 30 or she gets older and no longer can sell her looks, yada, yada, yada. She considers all those people haters and assures them that she's going to be retired by the time she reaches that age. And, you know, more power to you, Jasmine. Hope you use all the money you're making and make proper investments. And one thing leads to another. You know, maybe she gets into film, Hollywood, music, all these things. When you have money, you know people in bigger places and opens up other doors and other opportunities for you. But a lot of people shame on the business that she does. So we're going to take a look at all this. So at 27, Jazmen Jafar quit her job as an attorney to become an OnlyFans performer. She made $75,000, her annual salary at a law firm, in only 1 month on OnlyFans. And I can imagine she was doing other things too. Jafar said she was tired of living her life for others and following a path that her family set out. So let's see. So less than 1% of the population in the United States are practicing attorneys. 27-year-old Jazmen Jafar is not only among them, but her unusual career shift makes her one of the rarest and unique voices in the profession. Mind you guys, from last I checked, she's like in the top 1% of OnlyFans content creators out there. She makes most of the money than most of the women on OnlyFans. So this is indeed a rare case. So for those of you that are considering changing your careers, it's not always going to work out this way. More on that a little later. Jasmine's parents, immigrants from Iran, emphasized the importance of higher education from a young age and set strict academic expectations for her. I have a lot of friends from the Middle East, and I can tell you that they're extremely strict with their children and have high expectations of education and high expectations of the way you're going to conduct yourself and who you're going to date and marry. Coming from a family full of lawyers, Jasmine decided to live up to her family name and become a lawyer herself. She did everything right to set herself up for success. She graduated college with a 4.0 GPA and scored so well on the LSAT that she received a full tuition scholarship to a first-tier law school. Following law school, she passed the bar exam on her first try and got hired by the first firm that interviewed her. Her quick wit and warm personality impressed everyone, from senior partners to her clients. A long and successful career in law was well within her reach. Despite this promise, Jasmine did not stay at her firm for long. The reason? She knew a traditional legal career just wasn't for her. Quote unquote, school came easy, but I always knew things would be different once I started practicing. Coming from a family of attorneys, I knew what the lifestyle entailed. I would spend most of my days at an office trying to meet my billable requirements. The mundane reality of working a 9-to-5 and climbing the corporate ladder did not appeal to me. While everyone else would wait for law school to end, I wanted it to go on forever. I loved learning and challenging myself in an academic setting, but I knew I would be entering a whole new environment once I joined the workforce. It was odd, but I felt like I was working towards something I never really wanted, says Jasmine. And how many of you have been in school and college for so long and you know how to, you can handle it. You know what's coming, right? You feel comfortable in that environment. But once you have to face the real world, it's like, uh-oh, now what? You know how to operate within the boundaries of school and college, but in the real world, you're afraid to progress. Happens to a lot of people. I think being a lawyer is heavily glamorized in society and pop culture. In reality, many lawyers are extremely stressed and unhappy with their jobs. Lawyers have higher rates of depression, anxiety, and substance abuse issues than professionals. I don't know if that's true or not. I knew it was not a lifestyle conducive to my happiness, she added. While lawyers may not top the list of unhappiest professions, the number of unhappy lawyers is fairly concerning. ALM's 2020 study on mental health and abuse shows that as many as 31% of legal professionals suffer from depression, anxiety, and even alcohol or drug problems. Thankfully, a side hustle Jasmine started while studying for the bar exam opened the door to a new life she never saw coming. Well, long story short, she went full-time sex worker, full-time OnlyFans web model, full-time, okay? Full-time, and has been making a killing ever since. So of course she's gonna get a lot of hate. Of course she's gonna make a lot of buzz in the media. The interesting thing is that she doesn't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. So anybody that judges her, she just uses that as fuel and does it even more. It's been said that her parents wanted to disown her, but then later accepted her and told her they were going to love her anyway. Her dad at first was pissed off, as you might imagine, and told her to delete everything and give the money to charity, which she was not going to do. But then I guess they worked it out and they have a better relationship now. Look, you guys want to check out the interview and let me know what you guys think of her personality and the things that she says. I want to also comment on a few things for a lot of the men that are following the work that I do and my audience here at PsychopathEXposure. What do you think is going to happen when you date a girl like Jasmine? What do you expect is going to happen? Because you see, Jasmine believes, and I agree with her here, that when you enter into a relationship with a partner, you guys should have similar values, similar morals, similar standards. It's not just about having things in common. It's about having those standards, those morals, that your moral compass has to be aligned. If you're going to date someone like her, and she says she has infinite options in the dating market, there's people out there in the world for everybody, okay? The same way that she's doing what she's doing and she's making a certain demographic happy that are paying for her work, right? There's gonna be people that hate what she does. I can tell you that for younger girls that are looking up to her and aspiring to be like her, it's not gonna work out the way it worked out for her. Most women on OnlyFans don't make nowhere near, not even 1% of what she makes. And by that time, you have sold your ass, you have sold your soul, okay? Your body's out there on the internet forever. Forever. It's never gonna go away. And now you wanna have a normal life, and when somebody discovers what you have, what's out there, what you've done, you're ruined. Now someone like Jasmine, she don't give a fuck. But you're not her. You see? You are not her. It's not going to work out for you that way. Go ahead and do what you want. But that's the thing. The people in the 1%, those like rare exceptions, that's not the norm. And she came from a privileged background. She basically kicked ass through school, and she had her career, and she made the choice to do it. She wasn't doing it because she needed to pay her bills, because she was a single mom, and yada, yada, yada. There's still just excuses. There's plenty of other things you can do. But she made this choice, and it pisses people off. It pisses people off. I'm not glorifying her or demonizing her. But I do think it's interesting that someone would make a choice like that and be super, super cocky about it. So I wanted to dive deep into, I checked out her Instagram. Surprisingly, her pictures are not flooded with the amount of comments that I expected. So I just pulled one up at random. This one says, me unbothered by people who don't approve of me quitting law to be a digital thought. I thought that was hilarious. So just going through the comments here. So this guy says, so unbothered, you made a video about it, edited it, and posted on social media. Yep, not bothered at all. And Jasmine fires back, or it's part of my brand and message, and I'm sharing it in a reel and making money. Y'all seem to forget social media is our job. Didn't even have social media prior to being 26 years old and using it to make money, LOL. Started an Instagram at 27. And someone fires back, nah, chief, you lost this one. So yeah, came off a little defensive there, but we go on. And here comes the white knight. It's not about the approval, really. It's just such wasted potential. Like, I don't know who you are, but came to my feed and thought I'd give you a brotherly advice. You're obviously not stupid or an idiot because you're a law graduate. The thing you're currently doing is only damaging your reputation and insults your intelligence. I'm not here to tell you what to do since I'm nothing but a stranger behind a screen, but I'm only someone who cares enough to genuinely wish to see you in a better place and better environment that appreciates your esteem. Raises hat. Okay, so Jasmine's reply, thank you. My advice to you is to revisit your own education. Commas are not periods, and a run-on sentence that long is absolutely unexpectable. Kudos to you there, Jasmine. Kudos to you. I can be a grammar whore myself. Someone comes back and says, her attack on your grammar is clearly a deflection. Your advice is absolutely on the money. She just can't admit it. She should have stayed as a lawyer. I agree. To which Jasmine fires back right away. LOL, okay, let's address the merits. What can't I admit? I make way more money, have way more time, and I'm way more happy. Way more happy doesn't sound right. What I'm doing aligns with my values. Your values are of no consequence. Other lawyers and those in high-powered positions have given me nothing but support because they understand the realities of being a lawyer and working a 8 to 5, not an 8 to 5, a 8 to 5, and are less likely to be anti-sex work due to being more educated. Uneducated blue-collar workers, not all, incels or conservative religious folks are the ones who leave comments like the LMAO. Also, I feel more fulfilled than ever. I inspire people daily with my story and get to share my intellect with the world. That's what I do every Monday on Twitch. We just finished a book review a few hours ago on there. You should go check it out. I'm also now able to use my law degree to help people who need it for free instead of charging $300 an hour like before. I get to contribute to society far more than I was as an attorney. And it's not bad being a millionaire. To which the guy comes back, says, that's not the point. I'm not supposed to care about my grammar for an Instagram comment. And these are obviously not your values. If they actually were, then you wouldn't go study in a law school for 5 years, only to sell yourself short doing this. And these lawyers you just mentioned are not your friends. They stayed as lawyers for a reason. It's because they really couldn't care less about you or your reputation as a person. They're probably even talking behind your back and laughing about it. And I am a law graduate myself, so I do get it. Not religious by a long shot, but selling sex is the easiest way. Who would have guessed? But I genuinely care about you as a human being. All I saw is a beautiful woman who can be way more than this. It actually saddens me when I see women sell sex for a living. Almost depresses me too. And the people who watch your story couldn't give a tiny fuck about whatever you're saying. They're looking at you as a mean to pleasure themselves. I don't mean to make you feel like shit about yourself, but that's the reality of things. Salute. Next comment. Best lawyer ever. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. You gotta laugh at stuff like this because at the end of the day, it's your point of view. Whatever side you're gonna take, I do tell my audience, stay away from women on OnlyFans, stay away from sex workers. As far, like if you're trying to date and start a relationship, if what you want is a monogamous, traditional, faithful partner, relationship like that, you're trying to start a family, you want to have kids, and you go looking for that in a sex worker, what can I tell you? And I'm not bashing her. I've got friends in the industry. I got a friend that's a webcam model. A couple of friends that do OnlyFans that are pretty successful. Nowhere near as successful as her. Nowhere near as successful as Jasmine. But that's what they do. I take digs at them all the time. They know my personality. We laugh, whatever. Would I date them? No. Have I had the opportunity? Yes. Have they asked me to photograph them? Yes. Have I done it? No. It's just what it is. Once you go there, for me, it's like I do lose respect for that person, and they know it. And that's another thing that Jasmine said in her interview. That's true, and I agree with. The people that tell her, "Oh, you don't respect yourself for what you do. You don't respect yourself. You have no self-respect." The truth is that they don't respect her. Okay, because she just says, "Yes, I do." She tells you, I know my background, I know what I came from, I know how smart I am, I had what I had my future laid out, I chose to do this. It's nothing to do with self-respect, it's the choice that she made. That could be debatable, but if that's the way she feels, it's like when we talk a lot about narcissists here and psychopaths. A narcissist believes their diluted bubble of a reality. And that's what they believe. A deranged psychopath, a schizophrenic, they believe what they see is really there. And there's no changing their mind, okay? A narcissist really believes that they're better than everybody, okay? They believe they're better than everybody, and they're super entitled, and no matter what anybody tells them, there's no voice of reason there. I'm not saying Jasmine is a narcissist whatsoever. I don't know her. But if she believes that she has self-respect, then so be it. That's what it is. And it truly is the person that's criticizing that doesn't have respect for her. I believe that's what everybody, So if you want to date somebody that's in the sex worker field, in that type of industry, if you want to date a woman that's on OnlyFans showing her private assets to all these men, well, then that comes with a side of consequence. I had a client long ago that was dating a stripper. Okay, and the stripper turned out to be psychopath narcissist. And it's like, one of the first things I told him, I said, "What were you thinking?" And I'll tell you what he was thinking. We had quite a few laughs during the consultations too, because it is funny. He told me he wanted to save her. He wanted to save her. He wanted to take her out of that environment. He saw that she was a broken girl that was doing that, and he felt that she didn't need to do that. He wanted to save her. How many times, probably thousands of times, have people come up to Jasmine telling her, "Hey, you don't need to do this. I can take you out of this and take care of you," and blah, 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 blah. Because with the level of the type of money that Jasmine's commanding, she has access to men all over the world that are making 10 times as much as she is now. Okay, she has access to those people. She's not gonna date a minimum wage, worker. It's just not gonna happen. So you guys that are like on her OnlyFans, sending her money and doing that, and she's just playing the game, saying what you want her to say for you to get your pleasure. Remember that's her job. Do not think for a second that she's in love with you. She may play the role of someone, or the girlfriend role, but she's not in love with you guys. And this is not just Jasmine, it's anybody on OnlyFans, anybody that you're paying for attention, that you're paying for sex, they're not in love with you. That's their job. You cannot blur that line. If you blur that line, and you get what you deserve. The same thing is gonna happen to you. You're gonna get played. You're gonna get scammed. You're gonna get crushed. You're gonna get your heart broken. A lot of times you're gonna get cheated on. They're gonna leave your ass. So, when someone like this gets this much attention, you look at it and it's like, a lot of us have a lot of opinions. I don't know what's gonna happen in 10 years. I can predict from experience where women that are sex workers end up once their looks fall, once they hit the late 30s and 40s, and what happens. They feel like they've sold their soul. They feel like they're just a piece of meat, and they can never recoup that. They can never come back from that. They do feel like they've just sold their souls. But Jasmine might have a different perspective. She may be, again, she's in like the 1%. She may be one of those that for the rest of her life does not care, and if she does, she's not going to show it. Watch that interview. I have the description below. From her personality, she does come off defensive, and she's very quick-witted, and she fires back a lot. Okay, she has there's a lot of emotion there. That's almost like she has a chip on her shoulder to prove something. There's definitely something underneath that we don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You have to remember that everything in life is connected. Everything has its polar opposite, and what serves you may not serve another, or what doesn't serve you may serve another. I'm sure she's bringing happiness and joy to a lot of people that may just be coming out of a toxic, abusive relationship, and they need that connection momentarily, temporarily, to get over that hump, and she's the one that provides it for them. At the same time, she's indirectly influencing a lot of young up-and-coming women that are in school, that are in college, that are bored to death with the subject matter at hand, and then they see, wait a second, but if I just do this, you mean to tell me I can make 50 times more money than what I'm gonna get at my current profession, or what I might make after I get my master's degree? And some people just come from a broken home, broken line, a history, and it's like, F you, dad, I'm gonna go and do this regardless of what you think about me, and then they go and they fail, because it's not the competition online for sex work. It's insane. It's insane, and it's damaging a lot of people psychologically, but it's not going away. That's the reality. There's a lot of things out there, alcohol, tobacco, drugs. There's a lot of things out there that no matter how much the evidence is pouring in, that is damaging people's lives, people's health, people's mental health, it's not going away. But you have a choice. You can opt out of things that are harmful. You do not have to support things that are not a good fit for you. You do not have to look for a wife in somebody that sells her body online. You do not have to. But if your values align with someone like Jasmine, if you're totally okay with that, and there are hundreds of thousands of people that are, legitimately are, they're not just saying that like a white knight, they're not just giving you a bait and switch where it's like, yeah, I'm cool, and then when you finally lock in the relationship, you have this expectation that they're gonna stop doing that type of work. If you think somebody like Jasmine is just gonna stop making the type of loot that she's making, just to stop because now she's in a relationship with you, and you're gonna tell, oh, but I thought you were gonna quit the OnlyFans I thought once we got married you were gonna quit. You come with that weak ass attitude or that weak ass expectation, and someone like her is gonna just crush you. It's not gonna happen. You better make sure your values are aligned 100% with somebody like that. Those are the ones, those are the relationships that do work. And still, I personally feel there's a lot of toxicity within that industry anyway. There's a lot of wicked people. There's a lot of evil energy in that line of work. Anything that comes fast, you're selling your body, you're getting money that fast. It doesn't end well. In the long run, it doesn't end well. But when you're young and you're just making a lot of buck, you're not gonna listen to advice like that. It's just like, nope, those are just haters. Go fuck yourself. Okay, cool. That's why I'm not giving her my advice, but I'm giving my audience the advice to open their eyes and to be aware of reality and what's gonna come when you date someone that's on OnlyFans. What's gonna happen to the women that are trying to start OnlyFans now with the expectation that they're just gonna make $700,000 a month, or like her, $75,000 in a month. Within the first month. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Make sure you got a plan B, and make sure that if you go through with something like this, it's kind of like someone said, get a face tattoo and fuck it. It's like once you get a face tattoo, you can no longer get a corporate job, or you can no longer get a respectable job, define respectable. But it's one of those things now. Make sure that when you make the decision to go there, you're okay with the sacrifice that you're taking, because you're basically burning a lot of bridges. So that's all I got on that. If you agree with what she's doing, it doesn't matter because she's not going to stop, but I would like to hear your opinion on how this influences young women coming into the field of not necessarily the field, but the industry itself. Is it a good idea? Is it becoming the norm to do OnlyFans and to be a webcam model? What do you guys think? I'm not asking what do you think she should have done. Don't go tell somebody what they should or shouldn't do, because they're gonna do the opposite. But it's just interesting how much attention people like this get in the media, and how they become influencers. And they do get glorified, and then you go look at the comments, and they're getting a lot of hate at the same time. So you got to be able to take it. She seems to have thick skin. She can take it. She doesn't care, and she actually uses it as marketing leverage. So good for her. So anyway, thanks again for watching. The link to that interview is in the description. Subscribe to the channel. It's a very good channel. They interview a lot of good candidates in there in the mental health condition. It's really cool. Anyway, my name is Kira. This is PsychopathEXposure. We cover narcissists, toxic relationships, psychopaths, all sorts of good stuff here. So if you like the content of the channel, or you want to see some of the other stuff, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Peace.